Dun 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 dun. Here we go. I love it. We're live. And as always, welcome to Sexy Party. I love it. All right. Hey Anna, how are you?
Excellent,
Mm,
sir.
mm, mm.
Pretty excellent.
But are you naked? No.
Do you want me to just start saying yes?
That
Do
would
you want
be
me to? Do you want me to lie to you? Just fill your head with lies, bullshit. Would that make you happy?
well, if you say yes, then I'm gonna ask you for pictures and stuff. And 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 then I know your sick, twisted sense of humor will
Yeah.
send me like weird genital warts and stuff as you have over the years.
I'm currently sending sex reassignment surgery shots.
I do not want to see those,
Are you
although
are you sure?
I am 1,000% certain. I
Okay.
have
They're fascinating.
I have actually no I saw someone sent me a link on YouTube a while back, and I watched
The
them do.
procedure.
Yeah, it was a guy turning into a woman. That shit was like a horror show. It was like I was like, oh,
When they pull out the fillet knife, shit
yeah.
gets real. Apparently there's one that they're performing in Thailand where you are awake during the procedure. Can you fucking imagine?
Oh, first of all, having my penis inverted, I could never imagine that. So I did not. I thought, because they always say, "Oh, they just cut your dick off or whatever," and I was like,
Now
"It's
there's more to
obviously
it.
yeah, there's a lot more." Yeah, they had to go in and yeah, they take you and they take it and shape it into a vagina. It's such a weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of doing.
Mm,
And it's becoming a lot more common, you know.
mm,
There is a thing called hypnosissy. Are you familiar with this?
no.
See, you're not up the ass of internet pornography like I am, I guess.
I like how you said up the ass. It was like,
I'm way deep inside the asshole of internet pornography, and this is you have to see it to understand, but it's like flashing images of chicks with dicks telling you that you're a worthless piece of shit
mm,
and that you should be female, that you're not a man, and that's basically it. Hours and hours of what they consider to be feminization hypnosis.
mm.
So, yeah. Would you be afraid to watch something like that? Like that you'd start to feel different?
I don't. It would just be cringeworthy. It's just not.
Yeah, that's what happened for me. It
Yeah,
was
that
just
was. Ugh.
bummer.
That was just. Yeah, it would just not be because, like I said, I actually watched some of the whatever they call it, the surgery, the conversion, whatever the fuck, where they watching them splice a penis. That shit was not good. And and what was so funny is they actually during the whole, it was like hour, and they actually talked to a couple people that had. There was a man that had the full thing, and he had his penis, and he had like regrets and shit. And I was like,
Oh,
yeah, no shit. Okay, I was like,
that is the
yeah.
worst.
You kids not they can't fix it after they,
Oh, no, it's done. Maybe they
oh,
could. Do you think that they could? Because they can give female to male phalloplasty, where they make them a dick out of their forearm.
out of their
So
forearm.
yeah, they cut the skin. Sometimes they'll take it from the thigh, but other times they take a sleeve of tissue from the forearm and they roll it up and they fashion it into a dick and attach
Mm.
it to the female to male. And it tends to look really gross. You have to get it tattooed and stuff. Otherwise, it's just a weird pale log of tissue that hangs there. So, hi, how are you today? It's good to
Oh,
see you.
oh, oh, that is yeah. Uh, Geek assault for $2 or something for the tip jar. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. Uh, or I'm assuming it's a sir. I don't want to. It might be they, them.
Sir.
I don't know when I'm on the Twitter and I go to someone's profile and they have their pronouns, what they
You
prefer.
know what you're in for.
Oh God, it's such. I
Ugh.
mean, it's like fucking eye rolls and shit. And
Ugh.
I was like, she, her. I was like, really, you cunt, fuck off.
God,
Just
it is so cunty.
uh,
There's a lot of aspects of narcissism and entitlement and control involved trying to make people say the things that you want to hear and do the things that you want them to do. It's very gross and strange. And yet I'm attracted to that.
you are so dark. You are so dark. And I was like, oh fuck. I don't know. Even going back like a decade, and I was like, I don't know. It was something that drew me to you for whatever reason. Because I was like, she's not like these
Not
other
normal.
women. Because I was like, that's like how we met, man. It's it just. I was like, she's just not. She's into gaming. I'm into gaming, and I was like, I'm gonna marry this woman. This is the
We
woman.
have good stuff in common, but then I have some really bad stuff. And so do you. And
Oh,
they're
I'm a
different.
mess. What are you
Right.
talking about? I'm a fucking wreck. It was just, I just, oh, I'm horrified by myself sometimes. It's just,
Oh.
I am, but at the same point in time, I was just, you know, uh, you know, actually, it's kind of funny. Remember, I told you the chick that I was talking to, and I let her know
Oh
that
yeah.
that I didn't think it was going to work out.
Have you been contacted any further?
That's she I don't know, she started telling me she missed me and stuff.
Okay.
And I got a message and I was like, fuck, why is she contacting me now?
Oh
And
God.
because I had already kind of started checking out, and
Right.
she was like,
Backing up.
yeah, because she said, I know you said you weren't gonna contact me anymore,
Oh
but I
fuck.
I miss talking to you. It's like you used to listen to me and no one listens to. I was like, oh
Ay.
fuck. And I was
Oh.
like, look, I don't have a problem with you. I just don't think it was gonna work. And
Yeah.
I don't, I just don't want to waste your time and stuff. Because
Yeah. You're doing a good deed here.
yeah, but she's just like, are you sure? I really like you. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, lady, I'm fucking sure. My God.
No, but I've been what she did. I've done that. I've been so pathetic. I've
Oh.
tried, and that's why I was like, I had to train myself. Like because I get, I've gotten dumped a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, the chicks always the the chicks always break up with me a lot. Because I be out here, like thirst trapping it, and it's not. I mean, that's the truth, though. I've been that dude, so I had to let when the chick breaks up with me. Uh, Normally, I had to say, okay, um, they just don't want to be around me anymore.
Oh.
Respect their privacy and just move on. But then I'll be sitting there all lonely and shit. I'll be like, I was like, let me see if Raquel will talk to me. Maybe it's been a few days.
Oh fuck. That's
And
terrible.
it was weird when that actually happened when my ex had left. She had been so ugly to me when she moved out, and then she realized that she didn't get all the shit that she wanted, and
Oh.
she was like, I left a few things at your place because I got a package showed up at the house. She forgot to change the address.
Ah.
Matter of fact, she told me, she was like, "Oh, I forgot I ordered this." And I
And
was
now
like,
you want to be nice.
"Well, no, no." And that's the thing. She said, "I actually had a few things that I left behind, and I wanted to come get them." And she was like, "But I figured, you hated me and stuff, and you wouldn't." I was like, "Well, I definitely didn't like the way you left things, and uh, the letter was a little ugly."
That letter, fuck
And she,
me.
and she was like, I was trying to be honest with you
Okay.
about why I left. I was like, you could have been honest without being so insulting, though. And she was like, I wasn't being insulting. I was being honest. I was telling the truth.
There's a fine line, and her fucking autism had her way over on the other side of it, and she doesn't know that. So
Yeah.
if she wants truth, I would be delighted to talk to her about autism and the habitual line stepping and border crossing and rudeness that comes along with it.
Oh man, she was habitual line stepper though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Charlie Murphy.
Oh God.
But,
Motherfucker.
oh my God. Because I mean, yeah, she was just
Yeah, my brother's got the autism. It's the same type of shit. Oh, I'm just being honest. No, motherfucker, you're not just being honest. You're being a dickhead.
yeah, because she was being, I mean, like I said, there were personal insults, and then
It was awful.
yeah, it was horrible. And but she was like, you just don't want me being honest with you. It's the same shit I talked about with the television and the music and everything. She could do her thing, and I would just be like, oh, okay, she's doing something that I'm not into, and I'll just move on or
Right.
whatever. And you know, I would just chill. And it's just like, this is fucking stupid. Why are you watching? You know, she would just go through. I hate this guy. Every time you watch
Oh
this
my
guy, I fucking hate.
God.
And then I'd be like, okay, well, let me just get the fuck up and go in another room and watch TV. And
Jesus.
well, I'm not trying to run you off. I was like, no, I just
Yes,
wanted to let
you are.
you know, I was like, God damn it, you know. But at the same point in time, I mean, she was like, I don't know. I say this, it probably because I have to imagine this is what living in a concentration camp was like. Because she was a taskmaster. I would say that, and
Oh man.
definitely. And by the way, hello to everyone in the chat. I do appreciate. I know it is a late edition, but you know, hey, this is that's the beauty of these. We can just kind of do them whenever, and I make my own hours, and Anna can make her own hours, and you know, you know, Anna send me a boob shot or something. I would be very happy if there's not a raccoon or something. Just
You know what?
a lot of
If
nipple.
I sent you one, you would ask for more. It's not
Of
like you'd
course
be
I
like,
would.
"Okay, I'm all set now." There's no satisfying you. So there's no point.
Ugh, I just want I want like a nice matter of fact, get like an ice cube.
Oh, for heaven's
And
sake. Yeah,
I
right on
want
top of that.
I want perked up nipple.
Oh, good grief.
How are your areolas? Or do you I always wondered about that. I was
Oh
like,
my God.
how big would you say you were?
I will not answer any questions of this nature.
Really? You're not
No.
gonna tell? Because I hope you have at least a handful. I was like, I always wondered how big your boobs were.
D.
Are you serious? Or are you just fucking with me?
No, they're fucking D.
Oh,
They're a
jeez.
pain in the ass.
Oh. Oh, God, don't tell me. Because I was like, oh, D.
You got to carry these around. Forget trying to jog. Like, there's no jogging with these. You know, you got to like strap them in and get them to submit. It's, they get out of hand.
Oh,
It's not pretty. Okay, you can't act like that when I'm telling you something that's not good. That's oh, you're so strange.
no, but no, my ex from shit, when was this? Like 2005. She had she had double E's.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh, Lord have mercy. That's too
and
big.
yeah, she was like 4'9", 4'10".
She's a midget.
Oh my God. It was interesting with her, I will say. I enjoyed fucking her though. It was oh, man, she was she was fun. I'm like,
Oh,
because she was up for everything. She was into girls too, and she was, but she had talked about having like breast reductions and shit. Because she was talking about
yeah.
they hurt her back and shit, and I was like, oh
Yes,
wow.
it's brutal. I have a lower backache like all the time.
How tall are you?
5'5", maybe. Little,
Okay.
little.
Just
Not
trying to
like a
figure out.
midget, but little.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to see how you feel sitting in my lap and shit.
Oh, for goodness sake!
Of course.
What a person you are.
I have been extremely clear about my intentions towards you.
I am a mother, sir.
I'm
How
like,
dare you?
I'm like going back to the Bush administration, or was it? Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, trying to think. What? Yeah, it was the. Yeah, it was not. And I was just like, Neon Ghoul says, nice and short and stacked, yum, and
Gross.
well, that's because it's weird as I think about some of the ideas that I've had that I've had for Brand, which is the comic book that I am writing and working on with the phenomenal Kanan White. I've told Kanan because Kanan's kind of a prude when it comes to like drawing more adult stuff, and I was like, these people are gonna have sex, and I'm gonna have
There's not
scenes.
going to be any titties in there?
Now, it's gonna be more violence and language, but I have let Kanan know because I was like, once they get together, because like not this first book, she's just 15 anyway, so no, there's not going to be anything in this. But once they, once she becomes an adult and they meet and fall in love and they start fucking each other and stuff. I've told Kay, I was like, there's gonna be sex, that, right? It's gonna be, they're gonna be naked and they're gonna be doing things. So I just
Yeah.
want to make. And I was like, we don't have to be overt with it, but I just want to, if they're in bed sleeping together, they're not going to be, it's not going to be like, oh, she's going to be on like in full pajamas and shit. I always find that shit to be a little weird. I'd like to, it's not, we're not going to hit you over the head with it, but it's just going to like, if they're laying in bed, they're going to be laying in bed and they're just going to have, that kind of deal. So, I just, Leon Goose was the reverse R. Kelly and Aaliyah. Uh, yeah, because Dawn's definitely going to be legal when her and David are together. I mean, she's going to end up having 3 babies. They're going to be married. And, yeah, but the third baby won't come for a while. The third baby is definitely going to be accident baby. So it's like,
You need the trifecta in any good story. You need the coarse language, the violence, and the nudity. Like it's just it's part of the story. You can't
well, but I mean, yeah, the violence is there. And matter
you
of fact,
can't shy away from the nudity.
yeah, because Anna, you saw some of the newest pages that Kanan has done, and
Right.
I think they've turned out quite nicely. I'm very much looking forward to getting them color. Now, I'm assuming that is a dog I'm hearing.
That is a dog attempting to corral a raccoon, and you're going to hear those two bickering.
No,
It's
that's
horrible. It's not going
because
to
I know you
stop.
got a cat too. And do you
I do.
have what do you have? Do you
A
have any other
menagerie.
wildlife? Do you have fish or any of that kind of stuff? Do you have like a fish tank?
The coons have fish. They have a playroom outside that is accessed through my office window.
Mhm.
And in the playroom, there's a 400-gallon fish tank that is open. So they go over there and they can fish for food. And it's also entertainment. So
Oh, so they can actually go and grab a fish out on their own.
yeah, they can gather up their own fish. And this year, I'm gonna put some different spices out there, like rosemary, some fennel, the shit that they enjoy, that so that they can pick it themselves and make a big mess. So
Let's see. Booker T in the chat says, "Is this broad from Jersey?"
now, New Jersey is a shithole full of garbage and garbage people, and I don't go there ever.
That's where Ethan lives. Ethan lives in New Jersey.
I feel
Yeah.
so sorry for him. I hope he escapes one day.
Oh no,
You
he
know,
loves it. Although he says he's thinking about moving back to Florida in a few years when his stepdaughter is an adult.
I'm
So,
from all over Florida. I've lived in every major city in Florida and
mm.
a couple of cities in Jersey. What a filthy shithole. And the people are so fucking ignorant. And the traffic is all set up, fucked up, and wrong.
Mm.
There's all these weird twists and turns that don't make any fucking sense. You can't make a U-turn anywhere. Everything is horrible there. Just don't go there. It's a piece of shit.
Oh god. Let's see. Booker T says why she's got a Jersey accent. You
It
do
is
because
not. How
okay.
dare you?
Like, where were you born? Let's figure that out.
I was born, oh God, in a bathtub in New York.
In a bathtub in New York?
Yeah,
is that even for real? Or
yeah.
I was like,
My
okay.
mother smokes crack. She has 7 kids. I'm the eldest of the 7. Ward of the state of New York.
Whoa,
Uh,
for real? Whoa, hold up. You're being serious? Hold
how do
up.
you not know that?
I
We've
was
known
like,
each other so long.
yeah, but you just
I don't talk about it.
yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, sometimes I've noticed like when it comes time to talk about the family, you're
No,
like, oh shit,
ain't no,
yeah.
there's no family.
Mm.
There's no
So,
family.
well, I know about your dad because
He's
sometimes like
not
I
my
know.
biological dad.
Oh, did not know that.
He
Okay.
is technically my step grandfather.
Step grandfather.
Yep.
Well, I know he can cook because I remember you. So every now and again, you would like make me hungry, and you would
No,
like
like
send me photos of him.
about
Like,
a long time ago when I was pretty young, he saw the way that things were going. It wasn't a good trajectory, and I was getting arrested. I have anger management problems. Does that surprise you?
same, same. That's why a lot of people are like, why does the character in Brand look like you? At least the fat version, and because Kanan, I told Kanan I was like, I'm gonna do the superhero. I want him to be a fat guy. And Kanan was like, yeah, whatever. And he drew the character, and it was all skinny and shit. And I was like, dude, the
No.
character's a fat dude. And I'm sending him. He drew, but I mean, you especially when you saw like some of the early pictures, he drew like a skinny dude, but it had my face because I was like, he looks like me. He's a fat guy, and I was like, and he was like, and he didn't get it. But now we have the nice medium where he's a fat guy and he powers up and he turns into the other guy, and I think that works because I was a big fan of Billy Batson, Captain Marvel especially when I was younger. I always liked the idea of a kid that could, say a magic word or whatever, and he would become a superhero.
I like
Just like,
that too.
yeah. And so once I worked it out with Kate, I was like, so he can be everything that I want, and it doesn't compromise the story, and it kind of it's a nod to Captain Marvel, which I loved. I enjoyed Captain Marvel more than I did Superman. It was like a lot of people was like Superman. I was like, no, I was Captain Marvel. So that just seemed to work for me. And when Kanan started coming up with different sketches and everything, and I was like, this works because you'll see, and that's actually something I'm going to play with once David and Dawn get together. She likes, chubby David. She likes, that cuddly teddy bear David more so than she likes, big, tall, muscle bound David. I think when David, something you'll see when he's in that other form, he can maybe be a little bit more abrasive. He can, maybe a little bit more arrogant. And it's all him. It's all his personality, but they're also two different people. And she would, like I said, she prefers her husband as opposed to the other guy a little more, even though they're the same person. It's just that I think David gets to feeling himself when he's in that other body, you know.
Right.
And so, and that's something I hope to play with, but especially when as I'm pounding out this new treatment for Way of the Gun, that is something that I am, I've tried to explain to Kanan some of the ideas that I have, because we definitely want to get Dawn and David together in this book. They're definitely going to meet and all that kind of stuff because I'm going to have to shoot forward a few years in time and make things happen. So it's going to be cool. So,
What is
yeah.
your release date like for that stuff?
Well, I mean, I'm working. Obviously, like I said, I'm working on the script, but at the same point in time, Kanan. Good thing is we're in the last 20 pages, so I was thrilled. Yeah, in the last 20 pages, so we've got what 20 pages plus Kanan's script. I mean, Kanan's cover. So we have to do that. Kanan's cover, which I'll have to tell you about Kanan's cover off the air because it's going to be a surprise. I do not
Oh,
want to let people know what Kanan's cover is going to be, but it's but I have some ideas for what I want the cover to be, and when I gave it to Kanan, he thought it was a cool idea, and so I think it will work. But I'm again just really excited to be creating a book, and the pages have turned out really, really well. Been really proud of what we've been doing. So I just got to get everything colored and all that good shit, man. I did not realize how much work,
oh yeah,
yeah, that this was, and just doing everything myself, and then having to hire people and doing all. Yeah, it's like you know,
intensive.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is, and I'm like, and that's another reason, like when I've been trying to go out with these women, I feel like I've gotten a little, because I'm sitting like, well, I was the comic book artist and entrepreneur Todd McFarlane, the guy that created Spawn.
I
He said that he can like multitask maybe up to five things max. I think I can do maybe two at the most. I can't
yeah.
do. He's talking about. He's like, if I do more than five things, then I can't handle it. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm talking to this artist, and I'm talking to the colorist, and I'm talking to the letter person, and then I'm like reaching out trying to find deposit, find out how much of a deposit. I'm doing all this other thing, and I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work. Um, and then I got this girl, hey, hey, I miss you. What's going on? And I was like,
You
yeah.
got on. Right.
And you know, well, and a couple months ago, I met, well, hell, I met a couple girls, and it just seemed like everything slowed down because
You
the
distracted.
well, yeah, and then I've noticed I'll be trying. I was like, hey, I'm gonna do some writing. You have a good night, and they go, okay, cool. So I'm up, and then all of a sudden they know I'm up, and they go, hey, and I'm getting a text. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting a text. And I'm like, hey, what's up? It's just like, I know you said you were doing some work. I'm not trying to bother you. And then,
And then they proceed to bother you.
yeah, because I noticed, I was like, okay, well, I'm going back to work. And then I told the one girl I was going back to work because I'm trying to fucking work. I'm trying to work on this book. We raised almost $65,000. People are expecting a book. So she's upset because she's like, well, I know you said you were working, but then you were like working.
Yeah.
And she got upset that I didn't want to drop every fucking thing I was
They're
doing.
not reasonable, sir. They're not.
And I was like, don't you understand that my primary desire is to drop my seed off in you a few times a week, hopefully, and just go on about my. I was like, I consider it like feeding a cat or something.
And that's not a girlfriend, though.
Yeah, I don't know. That's I don't know. Yeah, I started realizing. Well, also with my ex, the wound was still kind of fresh, so I felt like the newer girls that I started messing with, I didn't want to get too attached to them, and I just I was just like, okay, if it's just sexual, then it's okay, and I didn't want to. It was, but the one that I met a few months ago, there's we did an episode of Sexy Party that I call Sex Jesus. That episode, that young lady, I actually thought she was nice, but then she was a little clingy, and she started talking all this morality shit, which
Uh-oh.
well, that was her thing about, she's a Sunday school teacher.
Oh, Lord.
And yeah, and she started going, I feel like I'm being a hypocrite.
You are.
And, I'm telling these kids that they should live their life for Christ and all
Oh,
that, and then I'm coming over to your house and we're having sex. And I was like, yeah, and it pissed me off because she's like sending me these, we're video chatting each other and we're both nude and we're doing all this stuff,
Oh
and
my goodness.
and she's like, I'm in the kitchen right now, and I just had this dream that you just came in and just fucked me right here on the floor. She's sending me these messages,
Oh, for heaven's sake.
and then she's like, but Jesus and stuff.
This is a whole thing with them where they do shit, they feel guilty, they go to church on Sunday to make it okay, and it's a cycle that they keep repeating. It's
and
ridiculous.
and yeah, and she was like, would you? She was like, she's got a couple of friends at her church, and her pastor and all this kind of shit, and she's like, they want us to come in, and I was like, the
What?
fuck are you talking about?
For what
She's like,
reason?
her pastor and some of her friends at church, they wanted to make sure that I was okay and that I wasn't gonna, it was some weirdo shit.
Just go away.
And I was like, I'm not fucking them, I'm fucking you.
Right. It's so
And
bizarre.
yeah, I was just like, she's like, well, they just care about me and they want to make sure that this is, a healthy relationship.
Ugh.
I was like, it's probably not healthy. It's completely dysfunctional, and I'm fucked up. I know I'm fucked up.
But if she
So
can't figure that out for herself, she needs someone to evaluate this for her. I don't know. I just think it's gross and stupid.
and here's the thing. And she goes, well, I really like you. I wasn't expecting this, but I feel like if we continue to see each other, we I don't want to have sex unless I'm married. And I was like, but
Oh,
we've been
for
fucking.
fuck's sake.
Yeah. And I was like, and Anna, you better not ever pull that shit. If I ever fuck you, you don't try to put the genie back in the bottle, because that shit don't work. Once I've had you and we swap like we swap fluids and all that kind of shit, don't be like, hey, Jesus says, that kind of shit. And I'm like, that shit was annoying to me, because I was like, you're sending me pictures and we're doing all that. She's like, I know.
I know.
I fully accept my part in this. I do understand that you're upset because we've been sexually active. I get it. But I just want to live my life for Christ.
And I need a business contract with you to fuck you anymore.
Yeah, I just
Oh boy.
and she was just shocked once I said, nah. I was like, I like you. Obviously I like you, but I
Fucking
was like,
married.
I wish I was like, if we hadn't done it, I said, because we slept together way faster than I thought we were. And it was like the second date or something. It was so crazy. Like the first date, she was like, hey, I can't come in your apartment, because I mean we were in the car. We were in her car, and we were doing some heavy. I mean, it was getting heated in the car. I mean, the windows got fogged up, and it was, I'm all up in, she's unloosening her bra and stuff and let me play. I mean, we had been talking on the phone for a little while before we decided to actually have a real life date. And then we had the date, and then the date went really well, and then we're fooling around in the car, and next thing you know, I'm rubbing her leg, and then she puts her hand in my thigh, and she's like, oh, and she couldn't believe, there was a lot of stuff that was happening. And then, oh man, and we got back to my place, and she was like, I promised the people at church that I wouldn't go in your apartment.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And she was
Goofy.
like, I was like, aye. And that shit happened. But then she said, hey, she said, I just promised them on the first date that I wouldn't come into your apartment. And I was like, well, let me at least, here's my door, just
Eh,
so when you come back, you'll know exactly where I live and all that kind of stuff. And she was like, okay. And then she gets home and she's texting me, oh my God, I miss you already. I was like, you were fucking here.
yep.
I know, but I promised them that I wouldn't, blah, blah, blah. She said,
Do
but
you
I'll tell
think
you
that
what.
this stuff is legit, or is this just a move? Like, is it real?
I don't. I don't know, baby. Jesus is magic, and
I mean, do you think they really believe their own bullshit?
I she talked about God a lot. I don't think it was a put on for her. That was just she.
I'll
But
fuck you when you marry me.
oh God, yeah,
Come on, that's
that
odd.
that give me. You might as well give me the magic underpants and everything, and throw on
Yeah,
Book of
it's
Mormon or something. It's like,
silly.
that whole thing just seemed odd to me. So
It is
I
odd.
and I don't like I said, but then we had the next date, and she said, okay, she said, I miss you, and I mean, she's telling me that she's having these. She's like, oh my God, I just want you kissing all over my body and all this. I said, well, what happened to all this Jesus talk you were talking? It was fucked up, and it was
The
it
inner
really.
turmoil of like, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound fun.
And then she came over, and it was just, oh my God. And it's just, so she came over, and so I knew, like, and I knew when she showed up at my door that the next time she wasn't planning on going anywhere anytime soon, because she had like a bag with a change of clothes, and she brought food, because she was telling me she
Ah,
she was her and her friends were having some kind of party, and she was cooking. They were doing meatball subs, so she brought the little French bread, the French rolls,
oh.
and she had like some Tupperware with a big old thing of, like, the meatballs were fucking good too. That shit was good, and
Now I feel bad for her. God damn it.
she brought a tray of cheesecake
Holy shit.
that
No,
you
she
know
ain't coming over. That's the last
yes.
thing you need.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
No cheesecake for you.
Oh man, I fucked that whole tray. Yeah, she had a tray. Yeah, she had that tray of cheesecake, and I was like, so I fucked up some meatballs, with the little French rolls and the cheese. I was like, everything was just fantastic, and because she was like, hey, we can come over, and she's like, we can watch Game of Thrones, and
There
it
you
was that kind
go.
of yeah, it was that kind of shit, and then all of a sudden, I was trying to be respectful.
And then Jesus shows up and fucks everything up.
Yeah, well, we sat down on my couch, and she was sitting, and she's like, why are you so far away? And I was like, well, I didn't want to be all up in your space and everything. I was like, because she was very clear before she came over, hey, I don't want to do this. I don't want to, that kind of stuff. And she's like, well, you don't have to be all the way over there. I do want
Oh,
to,
for
like,
heaven's sake.
and then so, like, I
James.
said, okay. So I was like, so once I sat next to her, and she starts running, and I was like, the fucking TV went off at that point.
Uh,
And I was like, okay. And shit got real serious. And next thing I know, the pants were coming off, her pants, my pants. And I was like, she was like, oh my God, why am I doing this? I was like, do you want me? She's like, no, no, no. I was like, okay. So I was like, okay. And then we went to the, I took her in the bedroom. I mean, and she was fucking gushing. I mean, my God, she had Niagara Falls going on
from the
down there.
inner turmoil of this. It's become so fraught and wrong and naughty. It's stupid.
Yeah, and I mean, my God, 'cause she was, I'm telling you, she was fucking I was shocked how excited she was. Nipples, I mean, everything was just, oh my God. And then, you know, it was just crazy. And we had the sex, and then we had the sex again, and then yeah, and then she's like, oh, I can't stay here, and it pissed me off, because I was like, I wanted her to stay overnight. I actually normally
Right.
I want these bitches to get out. I was like, get the fuck out, and she was, but I liked her, so I was like, hey, where are you going? And she was like, oh, I can't stay here. I don't want to stay. I feel bad that we had sex. We shouldn't. And I was like, all of a sudden, all that stuff started happening,
Yeah,
and I
because
was
she
like,
got sated, so now the guilt can come after she got what she needed. It's just very silly.
yeah, and then so then she got home. She's like texting me and stuff, and she was like, It's like I feel kind of guilty. I wasn't. I'm not that kind of girl, and I felt like we just,
We're all that
you
kind of girl, all of
it's
us.
just,
Stop
and
it.
yeah, it was that kind of shit. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? What just happened? It was weird. I thought we had a good time, and then I talked to her a couple more times, and she was just like, I miss your dick, and she's telling me all this other shit,
Aw.
and I was like, well, the dick's here. You want it. So then she came over again, and she actually brought overnight clothes. She brought her blanket and a pillow, and because she didn't like my pillows, so she was like, I'm bringing my own pillow. So it's like, okay, so she ended up staying, and then she woke me up because it was weird. She came on Saturday night, and that Sunday, she had to go to Sunday school, so she got up. She got her a shower, and then I was knocked out. I was cold, and she woke me up. She woke me up. Was like, "Hey, baby, hey, I'm about to get up and go to church," and kissing me a couple times and all that. I was like, oh, and I started messing with her. She was like, no, 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 I'm gonna be late, and I was like, because I mean, hell, she's waking me up, So I was like, shit, let's get it. And she was like, no, 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 I just got cleaned up. I feel like,
Oh,
no, it was just like, oh, it drove me crazy because she like, and then she grabbed my dick, and I was like, oh, why are you doing that? You're going to church. Why you grab my dick? And I was just like, oh, I'm sitting there just butt naked, just with the sex smell all over me. It was crazy. And you know, and then she went to church, and I guess she started talking to those church people, and they fucked with her and got in her head and shit, and it was just crazy. So I didn't and then she said, we have to talk. I was at work, and I got out, and I got in my car, and I checked my phone, and she had sent me the text message. She's like, gotta talk. And I was like, okay, let's talk. And she's like, well, give me like an hour. I'm talking to my mom and stuff. And I was like, okay.
ugh,
So
here we go.
yeah, and then I got home. When I got home, all um that kind of shit. And I got home, and I was like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, okay, I'm about to call you. And that's when she called me, and she started talking all this. I don't want to have sex again unless we're getting married. And I was like, I said, well, I did tell you. I was like, I'm not afraid of commitment. I'm definitely willing to commit, and we can get married and everything. She said, but are you willing to, commit to not having sex unless we get married?
Oh my
And
God.
and are you willing to start going to church with me?
Oh, for
And
fuck's sake.
I said, yeah, and that was, and
How far
I'm
is this
like,
going to go?
yeah, and I was like, I told you right off the rip that I wasn't really religious like that. My mom had just been like uber religious, and I wasn't into it that much, and so it just wasn't. I don't know. This shit just really threw me off. So I was like, I told you that, and she agreed to it until she's like, I'm just saying, yeah, because I figure I'm just gonna change your black ass, so
No,
I'll figure it out. It's
no.
like, yeah, she was just telling me what I wanted, just to get the relationship started. So it was like,
Ugh.
it was just that shit was so annoying.
It's so sad because it sounds like it would have worked out really well.
Yeah, I
You
liked
know,
her. She was nice,
it's a
and
shame. That
and
sucks.
yeah, and then all of a sudden she like blocked me on all the social media and stuff. It was crazy.
Oh,
So
had to end it.
she was like, "So you're not willing to respect my religion?" And I was like,
Oh, for
"What the
fuck's
fuck are you
sake.
talking about?" I was like, "That shit really." She got really upset,
They
and
do. They do.
I don't know. This shit just really bothered me, and
Don't question the Riz.
I
Oh,
was just like, yeah. And the whole shit was like I said. I was like, she's like, because my friends are wanting to meet you. They want to check you out, and I was like, I don't get that part. That whole wanting to check me out shit, and
they can
it.
check you out without you being into the blood god of Abraham, right? I mean,
Yeah.
why do you have to conform to this weird thing? I don't get it. I hate it.
Oh, it's very annoying. Yeah, that the whole thing, and that's when and I've had that problem when I've dated women that are like really really. Now that's the thing. I dated another girl, and she was the same. She was, when was this? This was about 2009, 2010, and I met this chick. I met her on OK Cupid, and I don't know. We would, they had the little swipe left, swipe right thing, and apparently she had swiped right on me, and then
I don't know what that means. What does that
well,
mean? Swiped
okay,
right on you.
like okay, you set your profile up, and then you're looking for matches and stuff, and they have their full profile set up, but this is just going off their pictures and stuff. So you see like say a nice little brunette chick or whatever, and do you think she it tells you how old they this is Anna, and she's 35, and she lives 25 miles away from you.
And
It's that kind of.
you decide from that.
If you're not interested, you swipe left. If you are interested, you swipe right. And
Huh.
then, so if you swipe right, it'll send them a notification on their phones like, hey, someone swiped right on you, but it won't tell them who. And so then it throws me into a little pool of guys, and then they can swipe left and swipe right. So it was, if they swipe right, then we have a mutual match. It was like, okay, so you both like each other. Because like I said, I swiped right on her, and then she started going through her profile, and she swiped right on me, and all of a sudden it was like ding 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 ding, you like each other. So all of a sudden I get a little notification like, hey, you guys like each other, let's talk. And then so she sent me a message. She was like, hey, how are you? Blah 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 blah. And start talking. And so then, like I said, we matched so she could see my full profile. My profile's telling everybody, it's like, look, I'm not really religious, all this kind of stuff. And but if you are religious, I respect your religion and all that kind of stuff. I was like, I've dated women that are religious, and it seems to go well until they decide to try to save me for Jesus and stuff.
I
So it just it just I don't know. This shit was kind of crazy. So I just we met each other, and she said, okay, well, I need you to understand that it's very important that you respect my beliefs. And I said, I respect your beliefs as long as you respect my. She said, well, no, I'm not just saying that because she says I'm a sex addict.
Oh fuck.
And I was like, oh, perfect.
Not
And
perfect at all.
no, yeah, I knew. And she's like, I just need you to understand that sex is an addiction to me. It's, she said, I've had very empty sexual experiences, and I just need to. And I was like, I totally, I totally respect you, and I would like to say that I will do my best to. I said I'm not going to pretend like if we're in each other's presence, though, that I'm not going to want to hug you and kiss you or something like that. But I say, past that, nothing happens unless you want it. And she was like, okay. And she was like, she was really nervous about coming over to. She was like, well, I don't. She's like, maybe we need to meet in public because
Oh,
I
for
don't want
fuck's
to.
sake.
And no, and I mean, no, I get that she didn't know me, so that didn't freak me out about wanting to meet in public because there's nothing wrong being safe, being
Like you're
cautious.
some sort of an axe murderer?
Yeah, well, so I married an axe murderer,
Right.
and I was just like, well, it's okay,
Yeah.
and as we kept going, I was like, okay, I said, okay, we'll come over, and then we'll figure out what restaurant we want to go to, and we'll just go to a restaurant. And that way, you don't have to be alone with me and all that kind of stuff. She said, okay. And so she came over, and I was still getting my stuff ready so we could leave, right? So she came over to my house. And she was like, I was like, did you figure out where you want to go and get dinner? And she was like, eh. She said, do you? She's like, I'd be cool with a pizza if you just want to watch some TV or
Oh
something.
fuck.
I said, yeah, exactly. And so I was like, okay. we'll just order a pizza or something. And I was like, just kind of figure. She said her Chinese, and I was like, well, which one? Chinese pizza? What the fuck? She's like, I don't know.
Let's
She said,
just
you,
fuck.
yeah, well, no, well, I mean, it was crazy because I was I got the TV in the living room and I got the TV in my bedroom. So I sat I was like, are you hungry? She's like, no, I'm not hungry right now,
Nah.
but in a couple of hours we can go get it. I was like, okay. So we're sitting there watching TV and she was like, I was like, you all right? She's like, yeah, well, I had a long night at work and I was kind of tired, but I wanted to see you, so I just came over. And so she'd been pulling like double shifts and shit.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was like, so I just kind of want. She's like, I kind of want to take a nap. I was like, I love naps, but And she was like, she said, well, do you want to take a nap?
Go snuggle platonically.
And I was like, I said, well, I mean, I'm cool taking a nap, but I didn't want to, because the bedroom, I figured we just stay in the living room. I didn't want you to uncomfortable. She's like, well, she's like, okay, well, we can, she said, no, no, I'm fine. And, just leave your shorts on and stuff and you take a nap. I said, okay.
Yeah, sure.
And, so all of a sudden she goes into my bedroom and
Oh.
she takes off her pants and she's got a big shirt on, and so she's just laying there. So we get in my bed and she's laying next to me, and I got my little my drawers on, and and I kept a shirt on, and so I'm just laying there, and it was kind of crazy. So well, I mean, I'm trying to be mad respectful though. You understand? I'm trying to make sure that I don't disrespect her. I'm trying to
Yeah.
go with what she said. Because she's saying, "Hey, you just want to take a nap." I said, "Okay," and she's like, "Well, you can touch me," and I
Oh,
was
fuck.
like, "Yeah," and that's why I'm sitting there going, "Oh God, we're
Why
about
does
to have
everything
sex."
have to be so difficult, you know?
Yeah, and
Why
I
does
was
everything got
just
to be hard? Listen to your pussy and do what it says.
oh, thank you so much.
Just listen to her,
Yeah,
you
and
know?
I was like, this shit right here, man. I was like, I didn't understand it because she, like I said, I'm laying there, and she's like, "Well, you," I was like, "Well, I didn't want to," I was
She's
like,
on fire.
"Yeah," and
She was on fire.
I was
Oh,
like, "Well, I didn't want to." I was like, you talked about having empty stuff happen, and and you said you didn't want to have food around. I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm trying to be respectful. I didn't want to do
getting all these
anything crazy.
crazy messages from her
Yeah,
that
and
conflict.
yeah, and so and she said, "My God!" And then she literally just grabs my
She
face
couldn't take
and
it anymore.
kisses me. And she kisses me. She just grabs me and just like,
Oh.
mwah! And I was just like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "You can touch me. I'm not like a China doll. You can touch me." I was like, "Oh," I was like, but that's how it starts and everything. And I was like, that's
Yeah.
how I was trying to just. I was like, and you talked about just wanting to take a nap. If you just wanted to cuddle, she's
Yeah.
like, okay, well,
She
she's
lured you in there under false pretenses.
yeah, and then so she was like, well, she said, well, we can cuddle. She said, okay, well, we can cuddle and take a little nap and everything. And I said, okay. So we're kind of hugging each other, and oh man, I start smelling her hair and stuff, and it was just like, oh man, this is great.
Oh.
And I was like, oh man, she had some really big cans, and I was just like, Jesus, big ass titties. And mm, and again, trying to be respectful though, but
Yeah.
she's rubbing me, and so I said, okay, I'm rubbing her, and she's doing this thing because I've noticed women do this shit. And she's doing this thing where she's like rubbing me, and then all of a sudden her hand goes down there. It goes, she's like, she's touching my dick, and I'm like, why are you doing this? Because I'm like, just if you wanted to fool around, then just say that. And
Too conflicted.
yeah, and I was like, so she's rubbing. The next thing I know, yeah, like I said, hands going down there. But I mean, I still got my underwear on. But I was like, oh. And then she looks up at me, and we kiss again. And then she takes her hand and slides them under my in my underwear. So yeah, she's not over the draws anymore. She in them, you know. And I'm like, whoa. And obviously, my hand starts moving places and stuff, and I don't know. She starts breathing really heavy. It got. She got. I could tell she was getting really excited. Her nipples got really aroused, and I mean, yeah, she's getting me. And then next thing I know, she's like fucking, and she takes her shirt off, and then she just takes her bra off and stuff. And so now, then next thing I know, I'm taking my shirt off, and we keep doing the playing thing. And next thing I know, I go fucking, and I take my underwear off and just throw them on the floor, and then I'm looking at her, and I was like, these got to come off, right? And next thing you know, she's like helping. I'm helping her pull the panties off and everything, and I'm like, and man, and then obviously I decided to take a trip down south of the border, and she was fucking going crazy because I'm like munching down there, and I mean it was fantastic. She was really really like it, and I mean we were having a good time, everything,
Right.
and
Until.
no, that's the thing, um I I came back up, and then she started giving me head, and I was just like, awesome, this is great. And
Yeah.
next thing you know, she's like, oh God, I don't want it. She's like, fuck me. She's like, I
Shit.
want me right now. And I was like, oh, okay. And so next thing you know, we messing around. We messed around a couple times. I mean, she's there, and it was awesome, So I was like, oh, we had a great time.
Yeah.
And we make out a little bit more, and she decided, people started texting her and stuff. I think she had kind of like, hey, make sure you're checking, in case this guy's like a serial
Right.
killer or something. And so she was like freaking out, and she decided, hey, they're texting her, and she started texting me, hey, I'm fine, everything's cool. And I said, well, you gotta go. She was like, no, they're just worried about my roommates. They just want to make sure I was okay. And I was like, so we good? She's like, yeah. I told them everything's fine. And they actually did. They stopped texting her and stuff. I guess she was just like, no, the dick is good. Quit fooling with me. All this kind of stuff. So she hung out for a minute, and it was getting late. Because I thought, I was like, well, you can stay here. And she was like, no, I don't. She's like, no, they definitely told me not to stay tonight. All this kind of stuff. I was like, okay. She goes home. And it's like, I had an amazing time. She's like, I did too. All this kind of. I was like, oh, this is great. So I was like, this is awesome. And
Oh.
next thing I know, the next day I get this text, and she's like, I feel like you took advantage of me.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And I was like, whoa. And I didn't want to have this conversation on text message. But I was like, why are we texting this shit? Because it started getting weird at that point.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Dating sounds scary.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And it was crazy. So, like I said, I called her, and she was like, I did explain to you about my sex addiction. And she said, I explained that to you, and you you took advantage of it. I was like, whoa, what are you talking
Bullshit.
about? I was like, whoa, what are you talking
Fuck
about?
you.
Yeah, because I'm just saying, that's I'm a black man in the South.
Uh,
You got crazy white woman come over to your house talking about you took advantage. Next thing I know,
you're
I'm
up a tree.
no, I was very concerned that I was about to be talking to officers and stuff.
Oh, for
That was
fuck's
something
sake.
I was really concerned about
That
that
is
because
terrifying.
yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, she's about to say I raped her. It's
Oh
not
my
good.
God. Could you imagine?
Oh, I was mortified, and she was like, but she's like, I did explain to you about my sex addiction and all this, and I was trying, and I'm trying to live life for Christ and all this, and
Oh, so you were supposed to like turn her down
yeah,
and
it was
like
that
be
kind of shit.
stern about it? Like, no,
Yeah, because
put your
she
pussy
said,
away, ma'am.
yeah, and well, see, here's the thing, and she said, but I did tell you, I told you about the issues I had. I'm gonna always want to have sex, and
Oh,
you're
and
supposed to
that's bad.
be, and she's like, you need to, turn me down or be stronger because she's like. I
Fuck
was
you.
like, but we were liking each other, and I was like, I tried it. I kept my hands to myself, and then she's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but you were laying there, and I was attracted to you,
She
so I was
lured
kind of.
you into sex, like literally lured you into
And she
sex.
said, I'm always doing unhealthy behavior like this, and
What
I
was
was just
unhealthy about it? Did someone get hurt?
no,
I don't
and
see what's unhealthy.
And I don't, but I mean, it was just all this. I was like, look, I don't do all this guilt and shame and shit.
No.
And she's like, well, will you come to church with me? And I was like, no. And I
I
was
would
like, I don't, I was like,
die.
that's your thing. And I was just like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to go to church. I was like, fuck that. I don't
God.
want to go to church.
How do you run into these strange people?
Yeah, it was too much. And I was like, look, I said, I understand. I was like, look, I had an amazing time with you. I thought you
Yeah.
had an amazing time. But if you don't want to see me anymore, then I guess that's what it is. And, sorry. And
Yeah.
then I was like, all right, bye. And then so hung up the phone.
Oh boy.
And a couple hours go by. Hey, I was like, hey, it's like, I miss you so much. I am so sorry.
Oh boy.
And
Oh boy.
I was like, okay.
Mm.
Um, she was like, I want to come see you. I was like, wait a minute, you just had the
Now you're
conversation.
supposed to say no.
And I was like, I don't know about that. You just said that it was. And she was like, it's like, I want to come see you. I, I'm trying to apologize. I want to see. I said, okay, but I said, I'm not doing this guilt shame thing. I just don't want to do that. And she was like, okay. And she came over and it was fucking awesome again. We connected. It was,
You fucked her again?
oh man, yeah, a
Well, of
couple,
course she did.
yeah,
She came over.
yeah, yeah. I
So,
kept
yeah.
fucking her for a couple. Yeah, yeah. We hooked up a couple times. Yeah, it was great. And she kept coming over and fucking and that kind of thing. And we never went to dinner. I noticed that. And as I look back on it now,
She wasn't
it
looking for no dinner.
yeah, it was like because we kept saying let's go to dinner. Let's try to. I was like, we can slow it down. I said, let's slow it down. We can go to yeah, let's slow down. And then she'd come over and we'd have sex. It just kept happening. But it was very convenient to me because we'd have sex, she'd feel ashamed, and then she'd leave. And then I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to deal with her shit. So it's cool.
Yay.
And so yeah, it was kind of it kind of worked for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, she wasn't afraid to suck the chrome off a Mack truck. She
Oh,
was,
for heaven's sake.
and she liked, I'm telling you, like I'd have my head down there, and she would just literally just mush my face off into her cooch, man. I was like, she loved that. And I'm telling you, just huge, fucking over the shoulder bow to hold her titties and stuff, and just big ass. And I was just like, love the chick, but but she'd be trying to tell me about herself, and I didn't give a fuck. And I was like, okay, now I'm starting to realize the other shit she's into, I don't really care about. So it's okay, but she'll be a good fuck buddy for me. So I was like, okay, awesome. And now this is when it gets weird. So
This
like,
is where it gets weird. It
oh no,
hasn't been fucking deeply weird for the.
okay, yeah, okay.
This is where it gets weird. Oh shit.
Oh no, so okay, so she says, "Hey, she said I need to do laundry.
Mm.
Would it be okay if I came over and washed my clothes over there?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Yeah, I just need to do like a load or something." I said, "Yeah, that's fine. Bring your stuff." And she was like, "Okay, cool." And she said, that way I figured, she said, either that, she said, well, I normally just go to the laundromat over here, but I figured I could see you and do my laundry at the same time, but I didn't want to just put that out there. I said, okay, cool. This bitch brought like 2 loads of laundry over to my house. My God. When I got, she said, I actually have a few things in the back seat. Can
A
you help me
few
bring stuff in?
things.
And I went in, and I mean, this bitch had a whole there, but she had had a big old thing of laundry detergent. She brought her laundry detergent, and then she had like 2 big loads of laundry. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, the fuck, bitch? You got all this? I mean, she loaded my shit up. You like, boo, 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 boo. She's washing all this stuff. I was like, oh god damn,
Oh
okay.
my goodness.
Um, and so she put the load in, and it was we watching TV, and she was like, "You watching TV for real?" And I was like, "Yeah, you just said that." I was like, TV can go off, and she was
Yep.
like, and she took the TV, she took the remote out of my hand, she turned the TV off, and she just started attacking me. It's just like, oh man, then we went back to the bedroom and got naked, did what we did. And I mean, my God, she got me so excited, and I must have had like an Exxon Valdez spill. I remember I was like, wow, that shit, it
Gross.
was. I'm telling you, it was an eruption. And I was so exhausted after. So we were cuddling, and she was talking to me and stuff. And like I said, she just says boring shit, and I'm talking to her and stuff. And next thing I know, apparently I fell asleep. I passed the
Ah,
fuck out while we were.
right?
So all of a sudden, all of a
Oh,
sudden, she punches me.
for falling asleep in the middle of her boring story?
Yeah. And she
That's
fucking,
fantastic.
no, she punched me. And I was like, oh, I was like, what the fuck? I mean, she's
Oh
like, you
shit.
fucking asshole. And what would I do? What I do? She's like, I'm talking to you and you just fell
Meh.
asleep. She's like, we're in the middle of having sex and you just fall asleep. And I was like, we were cuddling. And I was like, shit, I was tired. I was like, you just gave me quite a workout. I passed out. She's like, that is so rude. I cannot believe you just passed out like that. And I
Oh,
was like,
for fuck's sake.
oh my God.
Oh, these people. God.
And it became a thing. So I was like, first of all, I was like, what was with the punch? Because it was, oh my God. And
It's
then
crazy.
I was like, well, shit, girl. I was like, you got me all relaxed, and we laying in bed. I'm
You
like,
conked out. Yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah. I was
happens.
like, yeah. I was like, shit. I just had a hell. I'm just like, cool. And she was like, well, damn. I thought you just don't want to talk. I was like, it's not that. I was like, because I said, honestly, I literally just passed out,
Yeah.
and
My God.
I was
Jesus.
like, yeah, I'm all relaxed, and everything. Like I said, she punched me, and I was like,
Holy shit.
you don't want. I mean, because I'm not saying I'm not. I mean, she punched me. She didn't just nudge me, and I was like, what the fuck was that? I couldn't believe it. It just blew me away. I could not understand why. I mean, like you said, we just had sex, and yeah, like I said, I passed out. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my
And
God.
I was I was really confused by that. And then she was like, I was like, I thought you were gonna stay tonight. She's like, no, I'm gonna. She's like, well, after this next load finishes, I'm just gonna get my stuff and I'm gonna go. And I was like, oh, oh, okay. So she started getting her clothes, and she said, I actually am kind of hungry now.
Ah,
And I said, well, we can go get something to eat if you want. And she was like, yeah, yeah, okay. And so we went, and there was a Bojangles up the road, so we went up to the boat. Yeah, it was getting kind of late. A lot of places were closed, and Bojangles was still open, so we went up there and got some.
okay.
Yeah, so we went and got some Bojangles, which I fucking love Bojangles. So we went and got that shit, and they fucked up her meal, and she was like real cunt about it. It was just like, I was like, it's late at night. These motherfuckers was just trying to get us out of there. They was like, yeah,
Seriously.
they was like, take this fucking chicken, get the fuck out of here. And she's like, this is supposed to be a chicken breast, and they gave me a thigh, and it just pissed me off. And
People who mistreat service workers, that is such a red flag to get the
oh yeah,
fuck
yeah,
away from them.
yo, yeah, she was so rude. She was so rude, and I worked so much fast food over the last 20 years personally that that always makes me go, when you treat people that like serve you, or treat people that are like waiting on you at a like fast food joint, when you like look down on them, like,
Oh,
yeah, and talking bad to them and shit. I was like, when you do stuff like that, that tells me right there. They
yep.
were trying to apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry, blah 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 blah. And fix this.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like, God,
oh, that's horrible. How
and
embarrassing to be with the person who acts like that too.
and then, like I said, because we still had her, she had a load drying in my dryer and stuff. And so we went back to my place, and and I was talking, and she's like, these people, you can't even get fucking food. And I was like, whoa, wow, she's being a real bitch. And that shit was, and she already, and like I said, I'm dealing with the fact that she punched me already. So I was already confused by
She's a
that.
maniac.
And I was like, okay, she's a maniac, maniac. And I was just like,
Unpredictable.
but yeah, that shit really threw me off. And then, again, I'm lazy and I'm a slob and everything. So it got time. It got time for her to, grab all her
Get the
freshly
fuck out.
washed clothes and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
she, grabbing her basket and stuff, and she was like, could you help me load my? I was like, I really don't want to be hauling your fucking laundry off to the car, but I did. So
Oh
I
my
got up and I
god.
took, and it was that kind of shit. So she was like, well, I'll talk to you later. Fine, kind of gave me a little peck. It wasn't even very passionate and stuff. And then she got home, and then she started telling me that I was very inconsiderate,
Oh, for fuck's sake. Here we go.
and she didn't appreciate me falling asleep when we were having sex. And I was like, the sex was over. I was like, I didn't
Duly
fall
noted.
asleep. Yeah, I was like, I didn't fall
Fuck
asleep while
off.
we were having sex. I fell
No.
asleep after the sex.
But in
So
order to be the victim, that's how the narrative has to go.
yeah,
It
and it
has to
was
be that you
just,
did something really rude.
yeah, it was very annoying. And then she's like, and then you didn't want to help me take my clothes to the car. And I was like, bitch, you said you had it. And then you were like, can you help me? And I was like, when you said something, I immediately got
Yep.
up. Because when she said, she's like, hey, can you help? I was like, yeah. And I got up and I
Yep.
put,
She
and
wanted you to be her butler. She wanted you to anticipate her whim.
yeah, I was just like, yeah, this
It's
shit is too much.
absurd.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was just too much. And like I said, the bitch punched me. And so, like I said, so she punched me. And I said, okay, let me be. I said,
punched
because
you.
you were very verbally abusive, and you punched me.
Do you understand how fucking it's
And,
just insane.
and I was just,
You're inconsiderate. She punched
yeah. Well, and again, she's justifying the punch because I fell asleep while we were having sex.
you.
And again,
That isn't what happened.
yeah, I'm like Ross on Friends, like when he goes, "We were on a break. We were on a break."
I've
Is that
never seen that show.
Oh my god! Oh, how did you not? Oh man, 'cause that's such a great thing where Ross and Rachel breaks up and he fucks this girl, and then Rachel finds out that while they were on the break that he fucked somebody, and then he's like, "We were on a break," and so she doesn't consider it. She just thought it was a fight. So it was it Lotus Scholar says you should have kicked her out of your house and threw her wet clothes. but no, but I'm telling her, and I was like, you were very verbally abusive,
Yeah.
and all this kind of stuff, and so I was just telling her, I was like, I don't know if we should be seeing you, I don't know if we should even be seeing each other because, like I said, this whole shit, the whole energy got um it was just Uncle Trail Evans fell asleep in his own bed. Oh, the horror. Well,
Seriously. It's
yeah, that was
fucking
just, but,
bizarre.
yeah, but she was like, you fell asleep while we were having sex. I was like, the
That
sex
didn't
was
happen.
over, and
Stop saying that.
yeah, because she was like, that was, I was like, we were cuddling and stuff, and she was like, that was so rude, and like the punch was justified. It's
Oh
like
my god.
so yeah, her
Crazy
punching me
woman.
was completely justified. And I mean, it's a weird feeling being punched when you're unconscious. I will say
I
that.
bet.
Yeah,
That's
because
an
I
odd
was
way to
just,
wake up.
yeah. Oh, trust me. Like the
So
old,
rude.
the Folgers commercial. The best part of waking up, this was not it. It was not.
I
It was
cannot
not pleasant.
imagine. And she's lucky that you didn't have some sort of a physical response, you know?
Oh, yeah, because it really irritated the fuck out of me.
No shit.
And I was like, and then the whole, like said, I was like, bitch, you told me you were just bringing a couple of clothes and you brought like fucking 3 loads of laundry over to my motherfucking house. She's like, I did tell you I had to do laundry. I said, yeah, but you talking about you just had a load. Your ass was doing load after load and shit in my mother. And well, she's like, you told me it was okay. I was like, yeah, but I didn't know you was. I was like, how people, they
Bring a
just try to
house
help
full
you
of
out.
fucking laundry.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't know your ass was, you bringing your fucking roommate shit over and stuff. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, God damn, you bringing a whole mess of clothes over here. I thought you were just gonna wash a couple things. It's like you doing one load, throwing it in my dryer, doing another load, throwing it in my dryer. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, yeah, she had,
Do you want
I
to
mean,
bring your
full
dishes
of,
too, you fucking
yeah,
weirdo?
yeah, it was all kind of shit. And then, Lotus Girl should have charged that chick. Well,
Yep.
I felt like, well, that's one thing I noticed that
You literally could have called cops.
uh,
You mean you literally could have filed assault charges.
it,
And
yeah,
she's gonna bitch about what? That you fell asleep in your goddamn bed?
yeah, I was
It's
like,
just demented.
and she was just like, yeah, because I mean, the whole thing was weird. The whole thing it really made me upset. And again, I felt like she was kind of a bitch. Because like I said, when
Yeah,
we was at
kinda.
Bojangles, I didn't like when we was at Bojangles, I didn't like how she talked to the cashier. I
Oh,
didn't
that's
like that.
terrible.
Yeah, I didn't like that because
Did she have one of those take me to your manager haircuts? You know the ones?
oh my no, she was just a cunt. She just was very, and the man, like I said, the manager apologized. I mean, yeah, they messed up, but I was like, dude,
So what?
oh
Fuck
God,
you. It's the middle of the
Jesus, it
night.
was, yeah. So she was doing, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like, God, it was so horrible, and then like I said, it's too many clothes, and then I was just, oh yeah, and then she asked me, she said, can you put some gas in my car?
Oh,
And
for fuck's
so
sake.
okay, yeah. So I let her. Okay, I bought her dinner, put gas in her car.
You did it?
I did. I did. I
Oh,
put.
sir.
Yeah, yeah. I put $10 in her car,
Ugh.
and because she was like, some kind of, it's like I'm running a little low on the funds till payday. I was like, okay, no problem. I had money. I was cool, so it wasn't a problem. And so I did the damn thing, so it was all good. And you know, like I said, we ended up eating, and she finished her laundry up, and grabbed the stuff, and she dipped. And then, like I said, I'm getting all this bullshit. Lotus Scholar said, "What the fuck, flag on the play, bro?" I don't know. And I will say, I've done some simpish things. I've done some when that Cuda cat gets involved. I've done some very simpish things. That's kind of one of the reasons why I'd be afraid to like date Anna for real, because I know Anna would make me her bitch, and
Yeah.
I would just I'd be like knee deep in coon shit, and it's like all this kind of thing. So,
How dare
but
you? My house is fucking immaculate. Immaculate. You
mm,
cannot tell that raccoons live here if you do not know that raccoons live here.
interesting. Okay, well, I'll have to find out. But no, the whole thing, like I said, the whole thing. Once when she texted me and she was like, after that first time, I should have just listened to my instincts and not started seeing you. And she started quoting Bible verses to me and shit. And I was just like,
Holy shit.
some shit about the snake in if you lie down with snakes or some shit. I was like, I wish I could remember all that bullshit she was saying. I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? You've been sucking
Crazy.
you've been sucking my dick and fucking me for weeks now. Don't get all this bullshit, man. So, and I was just like, oh, it was just too much. I was like, the shit was confusing. I was like, did I just get molested or something?
Yeah.
It was weird. I talked to a friend about it, and I was like, I feel strange because I was like, I felt like she, I was very confused about it because I was like, as a man, I was just like, I was like, okay, I said she was very verbally abusive, and it was just,
So you're
no,
technically a victim of domestic violence.
yeah, and I was just like,
That's
except
fantastic.
I was, I don't know, this shit really confused me. It did.
Yeah, I bet.
I was just like, because I was like, if I had reacted with her a certain way, if I had really, I don't know, it really made me. I was like, was I that big of a bitch? What the fuck happened? And I didn't, I was confused by it. So it just, but after that last, she was like, and then she started saying, so you don't want to see me anymore? And I was like, man, I was like, yeah, maybe we don't need to see each other. I just
Yeah.
started, I felt really uncomfortable. And so I was like, we probably don't need to see each other. And she's like, oh my God, unfucking believable. What a loser. And she was just really, and she's like, and then she started telling me, that I lived in a dump and all this other shit. And she's like, I come over to your house, I fuck you in your little dump. And all this kind of stuff. She was just going in. I mean, she was going in. I was like, all the other times you were coming over, you were completely fine. All this kind of stuff. I was like, you don't even have your own place. You live with other people and stuff.
Yeah.
Like she had two other roommates and shit. And I was like, you don't even have a washing machine. I was like, whatever my place is, it's mine. And
Yep.
I was like, damn, I was like, I said, my car's paid off, yours isn't. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, and I mean, her car was a fucking who ride. It was it was some bullshit. And I was like, I mean, she was on some lame ass shit. She started hitting me with all these insults and stuff, and it was just crazy. And I was just like, she was like, come over there. She's like, damn. And, I just figured, you don't really have much going on. I figured I'm being nice and I'm letting you fuck me. And
Being
all this kind of
nice.
stuff. Just like, oh my God. I'm like, bitch, you came over to my house with fucking loads of laundry and shit. And it was like,
And she's the nice one.
oh, God. It was, yeah, we would, like I said, the insults, once the gloves came off, we were just being honest. And, all this kind of stuff. And she's like, and she said, and, then they always tell me that the last guy they fucked had a way bigger dick and all this kind of shit. And it was
Holy
like,
shit.
I always hear that shit. She's like, you're not even that big. My last boyfriend was bigger and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, well, you sure were sucking it, and you sure were. I was like, why did you keep fucking me then? I was just, it was always, but I understand. And she was like, yeah, you had a. Yeah, I was like, she's like, yeah, my last boyfriend was bigger and all that kind of stuff. And I was like,
And he left your ass too.
and I was like, well, I said, I'm not going to say anything. I had an amazing time. You have great pussy. I was very happy.
Oh, that was
And
good.
then I was like, that caught her off guard. And she was like, oh, so you really don't want to see me anymore? And I was like, I was happy, and then you started insulting me and everything. She's like, well, I was upset, and I'm sorry, and I went too far, and I was like, I was like, nah, you know, I'm cool. We don't have to see each other no more. I'm cool with it, because
You get what you tolerate, and I feel like you put up with a lot of shit.
yeah, because I've dealt with like body shame. I've been body shamed and all that kind of shit. It's like having dealing with that fat guy self esteem and all that weird shit. So, uh, but it was weird, and I was like, okay, so this is done. A couple weeks go by, and she's texting me again,
What a surprise.
and she's hitting that she wants to come over. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually held firm, and I did not tell her to
Good
come
for
over.
you.
I was like, I was done. Oh,
Good job.
yeah.
I know that's hard.
Oh, trust me, it was because she's gonna come. I was like, man, I was like, if I knew I could just fuck her and not deal with her shit, it'd be okay. But
Yeah.
having to deal with her
The
bullshit,
aftermath is too much.
yeah, and I was very annoyed by that. So she couldn't believe, and it was kind of one of those weird things because we actually still follow each other on Snapchat and stuff. So it's like every now and again I'll get a picture or something. And I mean,
I've
this
never
is
used that before. Is it what's the difference? Like, is it any good? Is
well,
it fun?
it erases the messages after a certain time. So like if you're chatting with somebody, it only lasts for 24 hours. If you send them a nude picture, it disappears. It doesn't stay up there. And if you try to screenshot the nude picture, it'll like tell them and stuff. You can like say if I try to do a screenshot, like you send me a picture of your cooch and I did a screenshot on it, it would be like, hey, you can't screenshot it and stuff like it actually they got the app set up where you can't do screenshots and stuff. But
Does it really work, or are there a bunch of workarounds?
I've seen trust me, I've been able to get a couple of screenshots,
Yeah.
it does. I will say that it lets the other person know that you got a screenshot, and it was like, hey, you took a screenshot of it.
That sucks.
I was like, I did. I'm sorry. I was like, but you sent me a picture of your titties and shit, so I'm keeping them. So, but yeah, Snapchat's cool, but yeah, like I said, but she's actually married now because like she married. She found a guy, and he's into the church like her and stuff. And but he looks real. I thought I was a lame dude. He a lame. That dude's really lame. And I was like, okay, that dude. I was like, oh god, that guy's really fucking lame. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, damn, bitch, where your standards at? I was like, I was like, damn, what the fuck? I was like, because that dude, when I saw who she ended up with, I was like, that dude's corny as fuck.
Oh.
And that really
Well, she obviously needed somebody that she could really control.
yeah, and that was another thing. Like I said, when she started kind of being a little bossy and shit, I knew. I just I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be like an Al Bundy situation. She gonna be Peg, and I was like, she's just gonna be a fucking cunt and be bossy all the time. And
It's
it's
one of
like,
the things that bothers me about relationships and dating, that girls tend to be in this position of like the fun police.
mm,
They don't want any fun to go on when they're not there. They want to be the sole source of fun. And it's just I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not into it. I think it's gross.
yeah, I don't like being told what to do anyway.
No. No. Never.
Yeah, and like I said, so she like I said, so she's bossy. She's rude.
Fucking rude.
She's rude, and she punched me. So
And
those
she's
are
abusive to staff, to
yeah. I
customer
was like,
service, which is
yeah,
like, fuck
yeah.
you.
No, I had a chick. We went to. I'm sure you probably don't have them where you're at, but there's a restaurant here in the South. They're like a restaurant chain called O'Charlie's,
I've never
and
even heard of it.
yeah. So, but well, I mean, they're set up here in the South, so but they got locations all over. I know all over Tennessee. Definitely, they have O'Charlie's. So, um, we went to O'Charlie's, and fairly decent. They got like fairly decent Southern style Lotus Scholar. Been there. Okay, so where you at, Lotus Scholar? Where are you in the South or are you somewhere? I don't know where all they got Old Charlie's at, but we got Old Charlie's, and they got
Is
like
it like a drive-through, like window
no,
food?
no, no. It's a sit down place. They got. I mean, you can get it to go, but I mean, it's not. They don't have a drive. Oh, hell, I don't know. Maybe some of the newer places do have, but I know you can like order online and go
But
pick it
it's like
up or something.
higher quality than like
Yeah,
McDonald's.
they got like prime rib and shit. Yeah,
Oh,
they got
wow.
steak
Okay.
and prime rib and shit. Yeah, yeah. Oh, the prime rib was incredible, by the way. When
Fucking
they started
ew.
doing the prime rib, it was amazing. I was like, oh, Lotus Scholar used to live in Tennessee. Okay, so I was like, yeah, so
Oh.
okay, but no, I took this chick. I took this chick to Old Charlie's, and she was being a bitch to the waitress.
Oh,
She was, and I had to check her ass because I was like, yo, I had to let her. I was like, please don't be rude to these people. She's like, well, she was like, I just get so sick of these people. I'm like, do your fucking job. And I was like, it's a hard job to wait on people. And if yes, she made a mistake, but she apologized and she tried to correct it. So please don't talk to her like that.
my God.
And we were having she's like, is this really a thing? I was like, yeah, because I feel like you're
Yeah,
being a bitch. And she was, and she's like, are we fighting? And I was like, I'm just being real. I was like, I don't like shit like that. Please do not be rude to this wait staff in here. It's
seriously.
so
Fuck is wrong with
trailer
you?
park. Yeah,
It
I was like,
is. It's
yeah, act like you
trash.
been somewhere, bitch. I was like, act your age, not your shoe size, bitch. Prince said that.
My
And you know,
God.
and she's, ordering all these. She made sure she burned my ass, ordering all this expensive
Ugh.
shit off the menu. But I told the bitch, I was like, uh, she started asking for certain things, and I was like, bitch, I told you how much I had before we walked up in here. So when she started going over budget, unless you finna chip in, you know what I'm saying? I said I got enough to pay for both our meals and put a decent tip in here, and then we can get the fuck out and go to the movie like we talked about. I was like, you trying to bleed a nigga? I ain't going for that.
What
You know
is
what I'm
with you having to pay for all of these meals? Like, why are we not paying for our own separately?
saying?
Can we do that?
I'm I'm old school. I mean, do you honestly, it's like, not to mention, I adore you. Do you honestly think I would let you pay for a meal if we were
I
sitting
could
down?
not allow you to pay for my meal.
No,
I couldn't allow it.
no. I was like,
I
you could
couldn't.
be extremely friendly when we go back to my place later, and then I would not feel like I had been taken advantage
Well, see, then there's that transaction. I'm not looking for that. I don't like
of.
that.
I'm just saying. I was like, that's how.
I'll fuck you because I want to, not because I owe you.
Well, that's a Lotus
That's
Scholar says that Dutch is cool with me,
yeah. Come
and
on. Let's not do a transaction. You know.
that's fair. I can respect that, but I'm just saying. I don't know. I've seen the. I don't know, and I made a mistake with this particular young lady anyway because she was broke as fuck, and she was always like, "Hey, I can't pay my car insurance this month.
Oh,
Hey, I need $20 for my gas tank.
sir.
Hey, can you help me pay my car note?" It was that kind of shit. And I this was I had, when I started seeing her, I had like $2,500 in the bank, and by the time I got through seeing her, just like 2 months later, I owed the bank $300 in like
Holy
overdraft
fuck.
fee.
Okay,
I
no more girls for you. You're bad at girls. No
yeah,
more girls. You
yeah, I
are
didn't yeah, I
cut
didn't handle
off.
that. Yeah, it was bad.
Oh my
And
goodness.
and I could not believe. I was like, "Oh my god, I need to." Uh, but I mean, we go. But I noticed, I was just single and I wasn't doing anything. So all of a sudden, I'm going out. I'm going. Let's say I'm going out to eat, and she wasn't. And that's one thing I told her when we stopped seeing each other. I said you couldn't. I said you just wasn't going out to McDonald's type bitch. You want to go to a nice restaurant type bitch.
Yep.
And I was
Which is
like,
already like kind of silly unless you're really into food. Like food is really your deal.
I was like, Let's see, Felix thought she was probably cheating on you too. And I did find out that she fucked somebody else.
She's a fucking mercenary.
Because this is something we ended up. I hadn't seen her in several years, and she kind of crossed paths with me, and we were just trying to be civil. It wasn't, we was cool, and she was trying to, she wanted to get back together with me, and
Oh.
she's like, I made some mistakes when I was seeing you and all this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and she admitted that she had cheated on me with some. She was like, yeah, I
Oh,
cheated on you and all this kind of stuff, and I was like, oh.
fuck you.
I was like, hey, I just sound like I dodged the bullet. I was cool with it. She's like,
Yep.
yeah, but I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
And all this kind of stuff. And like I said, she bled my bank account out because I was. I mean, like I said, she wasn't no going to McDonald's type bitch. She wasn't no fast food bitch. She wants to go to Red Robin. She wants to go to fucking Old Charlie's. She wants to go to fucking IHOP. It's always places where you have to sit down and tip and do all that kind of shit. So it was always every fucking time it's $30, $40, $50, all this kind of shit. And then we're always going to the movies,
No, she has to cover some of that cost. That's not.
Yeah.
That can't just be all on you.
Yeah, always I had, I would come see you, but I don't have much gas in my car. I'm wanting to get laid, so I'm like, if you come, I can throw you like $6, $7 in your car or whatever. I can throw you some, throw 10 in there. And I kept saying that, so like that was the way it was. Hey, can you put like $10 in my tank? It's like, hey, can you do this? And, it's like, I hate asking you. You've been so sweet. Can you give me like another $10? I need to,
throw up.
And I did. Like I said, I made some mistakes. But that's the thing, it's like she's giving me the vajayjay, and I
That's
was very
true.
happy.
Do you feel like you learned anything? Like,
I learned a lot of sexual techniques because she was
like, will you
very.
continue to be to allow yourself to be used and exploited in that way for pussy?
I think I've gotten, now that I'm in my 40s and everything, I just feel like I've just gotten, and I think some of the newer women I've dated have kind of said that I feel like I've got like a wall up and I've been more kind of distant. But I don't see it sometimes, and then sometimes I look back on it and go, oh yeah, I didn't treat her very nice. And I think it's because of some of the things that happened when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I just like, I feel like I had a few women that took advantage and used me. And then so I'm like, yo, fuck that, man. I was just like, fuck these bitches. So I flip it, I'm still I'll still pay for dinner and shit like that. And
Well, you don't want to become what you hate,
it's
where
just
you're using someone in the way that they were using you.
well, and there's one girl, and I did that to her, and I felt bad. I felt really bad how I treated her because she was crying. She felt so bad, and I look back on it now. I talked to a friend of mine, and I was explaining. I was like, I didn't treat her right, and I feel really bad about it. But I was really caught because I was just like, I just didn't care about. Wasn't even physically attracted to her, but she had a twat, so I was okay with it.
Oh, goodness.
And I mean, that's just what it was. So I was just like, she's not even attractive, and and she kept asking, because we kept saying we were gonna go out or something like that, and she'd come over, and I never would take her out. We would just stay in the house and fuck, and then she'd go home, and that kind of stuff. And she's like, where is this going anyway? You keep saying you want to go out with me and stuff, and she's like, all I do is come over to your place and we have sex, and that's it. And I was like,
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and I just kind of, I was like, yeah, I don't want to be
And if
seen
that's
with you.
really all you're looking for, I think you can do fine. You can find that,
I like it, but that's the thing is, I do like waking up with someone that I care about. You know what I'm saying? I do like that, but I think when the new relationship comes, that I kind of put those walls up, and you know, I don't want to get hurt. So I put those hater blockers on and make sure that I don't let them get too close. And sometimes I got it. My ex, me and her got engaged because I felt like I was being a good boyfriend, but now I look back on it now. And I did some weirdo shit with the you know treating her like a maid and all that
When I
kind of
got the
shit.
notice that you the engagement announcement, I couldn't believe it. I was so happy for you.
Oh, I was ecstatic, and it was. I thought everything was going to be beautiful, and we were gonna, you know, I just thought that's what everything was gonna go, but
Yeah.
it didn't. No, I don't know. I didn't treat her right, and so I feel bad that I hurt her because I wasn't trying to hurt anybody.
Right.
But I look back on that, and it was so crazy because I actually tell you about that particular young lady. I didn't hear from her for a while, and I didn't know we actually knew. We actually had a mutual acquaintance, and so was I had well, it'd been about 4 years since I'd fucked her or something, and I was talking to my friend Tasha on Facebook, and all of a sudden I saw a comment, and it was from her. I was like, "Oh, that's." And I looked on the Facebook profile because we were never Facebook friends. We were just we had met when I met her on Plenty of Fish, and I saw it and I was like, "That's her." And I looked and I asked Tasha. I said, "Did you know such and such?" She said, "Oh yeah, she used to date my cousin." And I was like, I said, "Oh man, I used to fuck her back." She said, "You been fucking her ass?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Man, that was like 4 years ago." I was like, "That was a minute ago." She said, "Her ass is crazy, man. You better stay away from her." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "She got a little needy." I was like, "She was real needy," and I said, "But she was a nice person, though. I didn't treat her right, and I hurt her feelings." She was like, "Yeah." She's like, she said, "Yeah, my cousin had to let her go, man. She was too much. She was just doing too much."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay," and I I sent her a friend request. I said, "Fuck it, let me just be nice to her and stuff." And I said, "Hey, I hadn't talked to you in a while. Just um, I said, what's past is past. Let's just be cool and everything."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, okay." And she started messaging me every day, and it was and she's like, I
You
was like,
opened
"Okay,
that doorway.
yeah," and that was a mistake. And I'd go to work every day, and I'd come home, and it'd be messages from her. "Hey, have a great day," blah blah
Oh,
blah.
fuck.
And I was like, "Hey, okay, cool." She's like, "Hey, and I remember I remember I had gotten a promotion and a raise and all this. "Oh, congratulations!" Blah 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 blah. All this kind of stuff. I was like, "Maybe I'll take you out to dinner and celebrate." And I was like, I said, "Sure, maybe one day we can have dinner or something." All this kind of
Uh-oh.
stuff. Yeah, it just like I
All the
said,
while the
everything.
noose is tightening.
Yeah, and happy birthday. Hey, happy birthday. Okay, blah blah blah. So it's going on for a little while, and she's like, she's like, "I gotta ask you something." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "I've asked you out to dinner, and we never had dinner. Do you not want to have dinner with me?" And she's like, "I was kind of hoping maybe we could reconnect." And I was like, "Really?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well," I said, "Well, if I'm being honest with you, I'm kind of surprised to hear that because we dated before and it didn't seem to be what you were looking for. So I didn't want to put you through that again." And she
Oh.
was like, "Oh, okay." And then like an hour went by, and then I got another message from her. She was like, "Hey, can I?" She was like, Can I ask you something?" And I go, "Yeah, what's up?" And she said, "Why did you contact me again after all this time?"
Oh.
And I was like, "I told you, I didn't hate you when we saw each other before." And I was like, "It just kind of ended on bad terms, but you weren't a bad person. And, I figured we could be friends." And she was like, She was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, we could definitely be friends."
Oh God,
And
crazy person.
and then no, and then that's when she put the block on me. She blocked me immediately, and I was like, "The fuck!" I just got blocked. It was weird,
That is
and
strange.
I didn't. I was like, "How? Why
But
did I
this
get
is your
blocked?"
MO. This is what you do. You get involved with strange women. That's what you do. Maybe they're the ones who are on these dating sites because I've never been on one of those.
Yeah, but I met you online too, though. So
That's not a dating site. That was
it's
a
not
video. That's a video game. That's
I
not.
met you in a video game chat. That's why I met you in a video. That's crazy that we've known each other all these years, and I met you on a video game chat. I was just like,
I don't think that's as weird.
but yeah, but like I said, my friend Angie, she was telling me, because I was like, she blocked me, and she was like, honey, she's
Hmm.
trying to, you hurt her feelings. She
Yeah.
thought you were getting back together with. And I was like, yeah, but when we dated before, she was telling me that she didn't like me, and that she felt like I was just using her for sex, which I was, and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't want to be seen in public with her, and which I didn't. And
Oh my
because
God.
I'm just saying, you had a
Holy fuck.
penthouse pet, and then you got the outhouse pet. And I think I was, she wasn't. Because my friend Tasha was burning up. She's like, "Oh my God, look at her shape. She ain't got no shape and flat ass and all this." And I was like, "Oh, titties was big enough." I was like,
Oh my God.
"Oh, it was nice." And
You monster.
yeah, it was just it was too much. So I I don't know. I didn't treat her right. I always felt bad about that because as I look back on that one, I was like, okay, I didn't treat her. I didn't treat her with respect, as they say. So uh, it was it was a moment of shame.
Oh my God.
Man, that was draining. Just all my confessions. Like I said, I always see these as like therapy sessions. It's like, well, you're my shrink, and I'm on the couch. And but I don't know. I'm trying to. I don't know. I'm trying to cope. I'm trying to be a better human.
I
And
wouldn't worry about it really, sir. I wouldn't. But I don't know that you're looking in the right places for relationships, and I don't even know that you really are looking for a relationship. It sounds like you want a sex worker
hookers are just dandy with me.
and a maid. Like, but
That
you're not
too.
really looking for a friend. You're not looking for a companion.
Mm.
You cherish your privacy and your alone time. It, I don't know. I don't know. I think you have to figure out what the fuck you're even looking for at this point.
So all the times I've proposed marriage to you and everything, you just don't think that was.
I would never get married, ever.
Why?
I think marriage is a scam.
I always thought we would get married and take care of each other in our old age. I
Yeah,
always thought that.
I'm gonna kill myself when I get old. Not gonna
No.
hang around and be a burden and go into a fucking nursing home and be humiliated. I'm out the fucking door when the body stops working.
Oh wow, that's
that's
not
my
good.
that's my retirement plan. So yeah, there's no
That
fucking way.
that
There's
would
no
hurt
way.
me. That would hurt me.
Well, it's quite a while away. Hopefully.
Mhm. Okay. Well, all right. Well, guys, I think this particular episode of Sexy Party is over, and I am I am literally drained. If if I was a smoker, I would be smoking a cigarette right now, so I could
You feel
gain my.
better?
Yeah, I was just. I I have so many sins, and I look forward to just unburdening myself from them. And but I do want to thank all of you that have been hanging out with us in the chat. Uh, enjoyed chatting with you guys, and I see some of you guys chatting with each other. And of course, my very, very lovely co host, Anna, who I love and adore very, very much for being here and allowing me to just humiliate myself and
Oh,
tell my deepest and darkest secrets. So, again, uh, please until the next episode of Sexy Party, I'm gonna wrap this particular chat up. And if you guys want to reach out to me, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and right here on this YouTube channel. Everywhere is at Ikari Press. And if you type in IkariPress.com, it will take you directly to my Indiegogo campaign for my comic book series brand with the phenomenal Kanan White. And we're on Teespring, we're on Amazon.com. The links to those are in the description. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Say goodbye, Anna.
Goodbye, Anna.